Alright, so we're going to go ahead and begin our second weather briefing. Look at the surface analysis chart. I got a low pressure system coming in here up by Grand Forks. We have a warm front that kind of goes down through the eastern North Dakota, or the eastern Dakotas, down through Nebraska and Iowa. We have a cold front that kind of strings out more to the west out of that same low pressure system. If you look around the country, we can see a lot of different smaller low pressure systems. We got one in northwestern Wyoming, southwestern Idaho, southern New Mexico, California, southeastern Colorado. It looks like right over kind of Indiana, then even some up in Canada. Moving on, looking at a little bit more simplified version of the surface analysis chart, we can see basically the same thing that we just saw. Low pressure system up here in Dakotas. Got a couple high pressure systems, one over about central Colorado, central Arizona, right over the Tennessee North Carolina border. Looking north into Canada, we do have a low pressure system and a small occluded front going north of that. Large cold front sweeping through a lot of Canada, a couple of low pressure systems. And if we look off to the west coast, we have a cold front and then an occluded front off the west coast with a high pressure system up in northern Canada. Looking at visible satellite, you can see it's a pretty cloudy day for the region. To the southeast, if you look down in Illinois, you can see some clouds that look like they have some pretty good vertical development, a lot of puffy clouds. Over our area though, mostly just widespread rain, looks like rain clouds. Going to infrared satellite, kind of can show us the same thing as visible satellite. Clouds with a lot of vertical development down in Illinois, and not so much vertical development quite yet up in northern Minnesota and North Dakota. Now water vapor, a lot of water vapor down where we had that vertical development in Illinois. Up by us though, not much. There's definitely some water vapor around the region. There's a lot around the region, but not so much closer to us. Looking at the Mayville radar, there is quite a bit of precipitation in the region this morning. More of the heavy precipitation, however, is up by Thief River Falls. By us, it's kind of spread out and pretty light at this time. Looking at the convective outlook for today, there's a pretty good chance of thunderstorms, strong thunderstorms in our region. Slight chance, even an enhanced chance down in central Minnesota. That could get pretty interesting. Looking out, most of the Midwest has at least a marginal chance of thunderstorms today. Most of the country has some possible storms in the course of today. Moving on to all active air or SIGMETs, we do have a convective outlook up here in Grand Forks, eastern North Dakota, northwestern North Minnesota. There's a convective outlook down in Colorado. There is a convective SIGMET down in central Illinois, kind of where, looking on that visible and infrared satellite, we saw a lot of growth in the clouds, a lot of depth, and then there is one down the Gulf Coast. Convective outlook, that is. Looking at air emits, for turbulence, low level wind shear, is some turbulence up in our area so in our area we do have high level turbulence from flight level 260 to flight level 410. Then we're going to have, looking farther east, there's another air met for high level turbulence, flight level 270 to flight level 410. And then over West Virginia and Massachusetts, that kind of area, we have two low level turbulence air mets the southeastern one, or southwestern one, excuse me, ranging from the surface to 12,000 feet, and the northeastern one ranging from the surface to 10,000 feet. Looking at icing air mets, we do have an icing air met over Grand Forks area, northwestern Minnesota, from flight level from 14,000 to flight level 240. We have another one down in southern Minnesota, Iowa, Nebraska, and just the very southeastern tip of South Dakota from 15,000 to flight level 250. And then if we look off the coast of Maine, there is an icing air met from 14,000 to flight level 220. Moving on, look at PIREPs from the region. As you can see, a lot of PIREPs for at least light to moderate turbulence. Probably has to do with some of these thunderstorms or convective activity that we might be seeing later today. Freezing level is pretty high up for most of the United States. Over Grand Forks, it's between 13 and 15,000 feet. And that kind of checks out because we saw that the icing air met was going to begin at about 14,000 feet. So, looking at the low level prod chart, you can see very northeast corner of North Dakota could see ceiling 1 to 3,000 feet inclusive, and are visibly 3 to 5 miles. That also goes for the northwestern part of Washington, and then a lot of the Midwest right here, kind of stretching from Iowa all the way over to Pennsylvania. Some IFR weather maybe looks like very northwestern tip of California, and then right off the coast of Southern California. Looking at the high level prog chart, you can see over our area, occasional embedded cumulonimbus clouds from up to 48,000 feet. And the jet stream above us today at flight level 400 is doing 110 knots. If we look to our east, it's doing, looks like 130 knots. High of the tropopause today. To our north, it's 34,000 feet. To our west, it's 45,000 feet. To our south, it's 53,000 feet. So it's pretty high up there today. A lot of pockets of occasional or isolated embedded cumulonimbus clouds in the country today, mostly over here in the Midwest area. Looking at the winds aloft. Winds aloft over Grand Forks. Coming almost straight out of the west. And they're moving pretty good today, starting about 28 up to 34, 40, 52, 63. So moving pretty fast, not extremely fast. Looking at the METARs and the TAFs, Grand Forks winds 150 up 13 knots, 10 statute miles visibility. Clouds are broken at 12,000, overcast at 14,000. Temperature is 19 degrees Celsius, dew point's 18 degrees Celsius. Altimeter's 297.1. Looking at the TAF, we can see on the 11th at 1125 Zulu, it's good from the 11th at 12 Zulu to the 12th at 12 Zulu. Winds 150 at 9 knots, plus 6 statute miles visibility, vicinity showers. Clouds broken at 15,000. And temporarily from 11th at 12 Zulu to 13 Zulu, light thunderstorm rain, broken clouds at 7,000 cumulonimbus. From the 11th at 17 Zulu, 170 at 11 knots, plus 6 statute miles vicinity thunderstorms, broken 6,000 cumulonimbus. And then from the 12th at 0 Zulu, Winds 0 0 at 7 knots, plus 6 statute miles. Clouds broken at 20,000. Now if we just look at the graphical METAR data, you can see a lot of the winds out of the northwest today. Velocity and speed of the winds seem to be pretty same across the region. See a lot of green VFR. You do see a couple marginal VFRs and even some low IFRs and IFRs when we get down to the southeast. Most likely where we identified those most storms to be earlier.